Welcome back to Vidyanagar online science class. Today we are going to start the new chapter, chapter 6, physical and chemical changes. By the end of today's class, you are going to understand the main differences between physical and chemical changes. Guys, how are you? Are you fine? Yes. Then we can begin our today's class. Every day we come across many changes in our surroundings like ripening of mango, melting of ice, digestion of food, souring of milk, burning of paper, burning of candle, etc. Is the nature of these all the changes same? Definitely not. Each changes have their own nature. Based on this, we can divide the changes into two. We can divide the changes mainly into two, and they are physical changes and chemical changes. So which are the two changes? Physical changes and chemical changes. First, we can discuss about the physical changes in detail. Before describing about the physical changes, you must know about the physical properties. What are physical properties? Physical properties are the outside properties like color, size, shape, state, texture, etc. So, physical properties are the outside properties like color, taste, state, shape, size, etc. So, if there is any changes in these properties, it is said to be physical changes. So, physical changes are the changes in physical properties like color, taste, shape, size, state, etc. So, in general, physical properties are the properties like color, state, shape, size, etc. And physical changes are the changes in physical properties. So, what is physical properties? Physical properties are the outside properties. And what is physical changes? Physical changes are the changes in physical properties. Clear? Physical changes are the changes in physical properties. For example, melting of ice. Melting of ice. How we get the ice cubes? If we keep the water inside the fridge, we get the ice cubes. When we take these ice cubes outside, we get the water bag, right? So, water inside the fridge, ice cubes out of the fridge, water. So, this is an example of state changes. State changes. Which are the state changes here? Solid into liquid. Ice cube is a solid, water is a liquid. So, here the ice cube changes to water means solid changes to liquid, which means it is a physical change. It is a physical change. So, physical changes are the changes in physical properties. And you see, if we keep the water inside the fridge, we get the ice cubes, right? If we take these ice cubes out of the fridge, we get the water, which means there is no any new products, only the changes in their state, like water changes to ice cubes or ice cube changes to water. There is no new things. So, water changes their state. Such changes are physical changes, which means physical changes are reversible. Physical changes are reversible. Reverse means what? Back, forward, backward, both. So, that is reversible. Water to ice to water. Both is possible, right? Water changes to ice cube changes to water. That conversion is reversible change. So, physical changes are reversible. So 2 points now we discussed. Physical changes are the changes in physical properties, and physical changes are reversible. Why physical changes are reversible? Because after the physical change we get the same product or the same material. Like ice changes to water. When we keep water again into the fridge we get the ice cubes. So that is reversible. Physical changes are reversible. Both ways possible. Ice to water, water to ice. Such changes are reversible changes. So physical changes are reversible changes. And I told you, ice to water or water back to ice. Is there any new substance? No. Which means there is no new products in physical changes. In physical changes, there is no formation of new products. What happens there? Only the state changes, like water to ice and ice back to water. For example, another example, you see, if you draw something on a paper, after something on a paper with the pencil, if we erase it, we get the same paper, no? So that is reversible. If you do with the pen, it is not possible, right? If we draw something with the pencil, you can rub it. So that is physical change. And very easy example is melting of ice. Ice to water, water back to ice. That is reversible. And in that case, there is no new substances. So such changes are physical changes. So physical changes are the changes in physical properties, and they are reversible, and there is no new products. So three points we studied under the physical changes. Which are the 3 points? Physical changes are the changes in physical properties. And what are physical properties? Physical properties are the outside properties like color, size, shape, state, etc. So physical changes means changes in the physical properties. Physical changes are reversible, and there is no new products in physical changes. Now we can discuss about the chemical changes. When we burn paper, a paper, what all you can see there? You can see flame, heat and ash, black colored ash. When we burn paper, you can see 3 substances like flame, heat and ash. Am I right? Okay. So, this is an example of chemical changes. How? How this is an example of chemical changes? Which means chemical changes are the changes in which there is formation of one or more new substances. There is formation of one or more new substances. Chemical changes are the changes in which there is the formation of one or more new substances. Just like when we burn a paper, we get 3 products like flame, heat and ash. So here there is 3 products. If a change produces one or more new substances, such changes are chemical changes. So burning of paper is an example of chemical changes. Burning of paper is an example of chemical changes. That means chemical changes are the changes in which there is the formation of one or more new substances, or chemical changes are the changes in chemical properties. Chemical changes are the changes in chemical properties. Chemical properties means their inside properties. So when they taking part in the chemical reaction, there is the change in chemical properties. So chemical changes are the changes in which there is formation of one or more new substances. If a change contains, if there is chemical changes, there is chemical reaction. If there is chemical changes, there is chemical reaction. Which means burning of paper is an example of chemical reaction. Right now I told you chemical changes are the changes in chemical properties, or if there is the formation of one or more new substances, we can conclude that such changes are chemical changes. And if there is chemical changes, there is chemical reaction. If there is chemical changes, there is chemical reaction. So not only burning of vapor, digestion of food, ripening of mango, souring of milk, all are examples of chemical changes and chemical reactions. How digestion of food is an example of chemical changes? Because food broken down into simpler forms. When we eat the food reaches the stomach, and from the stomach it breakdowns to form new substances, 2 or 3 substances. So it is a chemical change, and it's a chemical change and chemical reaction. If there is chemical change, there is chemical reaction. Okay, so first point about the chemical properties or chemical change. Chemical change is a change in which there is the formation of one or more new substances, or chemical changes are the changes in chemical properties. And you see, chemical changes are irreversible. Chemical changes are irreversible. For example, souring of milk. Souring of milk means milk changes to curd. Milk changes to curd. Is milk and curd same? Is milk and curd same or they have same taste? No, milk is another substance and curd is another substance. Can we change curd back to milk? Is it possible? No. So they are irreversible. If it is possible back to milk, it may be reversible. What are reversible? Reversible means both possible, forward and backward. Water to ice, ice back to water. So that is reversible. But in case here, chemical changes are irreversible. Chemical changes are irreversible. We cannot get the original substance back. For example, milk to curd. We cannot change the curd back to milk. Such changes are irreversible changes. So chemical changes are irreversible. Like milk to curd. We cannot change the curd back to milk because chemical changes are irreversible. Ripening of mango. Can we change, sweet mango to the old one? Not now, because it's a chemical change. Digestion of food. Can we change that broken food into the original one? Not now. So it's irreversible. Chemical changes are irreversible. 2 points now we discussed. Chemical changes are the changes in the chemical properties, and chemical changes are irreversible. And the last one, there is new products formation in chemical changes. Milk to curd. Milk and curd. Curd is a new substance. Curd is a new substance. So in chemical changes, there is the formation of new products. If there is the formation of new products, they are chemical changes. If there is chemical changes, there is chemical reaction. So what are the points we discussed under chemical changes? Chemical changes are the changes in which there is formation of one or more new substances. And chemical changes are irreversible, and there is the formation of new products in chemical changes. Chemical changes are irreversible, new products formation in chemical changes, and chemical change is a change in which there is formation of one or more new substances, or chemical changes are the changes in which there is change in the chemical properties. Chemical changes are the changes in which formation of new products, irreversible, and changes in the chemical properties. Now we can discuss about some examples of chemical changes. We are going to discuss about the examples of chemical changes. The first example is rusting of iron. Have you heard about rusting of iron? Rusting of iron means if we keep iron objects like, iron stool or iron chair or iron object like anything outside for many time, like 1 year or 2 years, you may see that there is formation of brown colored substances on iron. If we keep the iron objects outside for many time, they forms brown colored substances on the iron. That brown colored substance is rust. That brown colored substance is rust, and that process is rusting of iron. You may see that especially in the bridges. The lower portion of the bridges may, rusted, like it contains brown colored substances, or old car bodies. There are a lot of examples are there, a lot of objects are there outside getting rusted, right? So the rusting of iron. What is rusting of iron? If we keep these iron objects outside for many time, due to the action of moisture. Due to the action of moisture means, there is presence of water outside always, right? And air also there. So due to these two things, the iron forms, or there is formation of brownish deposits over the iron. You can see the picture of rusting of iron on the screen, right? So that brown colored substance on the screen is rust. So what is rust? How we get the rust? If we keep these iron objects outside for many time, like 2 or 3 years, there is the formation of brownish deposits over iron objects. This process is rusting of iron, and that brown colored substance is rust. Okay, and many substances are there, like your rim of the cycle and windows, doors, bridges, etc. undergoes rusting of iron if we keep these objects outside for many time. Okay, and how this rusting of iron is an example of chemical change? Because rust is a new product, right? Rust is a new product. What are the conditions in chemical changes? New products, irreversible, and changes in the chemical properties, right? So when iron objects outside for many time, they forms brownish deposits over it. So that brownish deposit is rust. Rust is a new product. Can we change rust back to the original iron? No. So irreversible, which means rusting of iron is an example of chemical changes. We cannot change the rust back to original iron, and rust is a new product, which means rusting of iron is an example of chemical changes. And the next one, burning of magnesium ribbon. Magnesium ribbon means it's a metal. When we burn the magnesium ribbon, we get a special type of flame. You can see the picture of the flame on the screen. So the name of that flame is white dazzling flame. When we burn the magnesium, we get white dazzling flame. This white dazzling flame is bright, very bright. When we look these flames, we will feel some irritations to our eyes. So white dazzling flames. So magnesium burns with the white dazzling flames. And what are the products we get when we burn magnesium? We get a flame, and we get ash, and we get light. 3 products we get. We get flame, ash, and light. Can we change them into magnesium? Can we change them back to magnesium? No. And this ash, light, heat are new products. So there is formation of new products, and we cannot change these substances back to magnesium, which means burning of magnesium is an example of chemical changes. What is the name of that special flame? White dazzling flame. Why burning of magnesium is chemical changes? Because there is formation of new products like ash, flame, and heat, and we cannot change these 3 substances back to magnesium. So they are irreversible. And the next example, see, you can see two colored solutions on the screen, right? So in the first picture, only you can see blue colored solution. Can you see the blue colored solution on the screen? So that blue colored solution is copper sulfate. Which is that solution? Copper sulfate solution, right? And in the second beaker, you can see a blade inside it, right? A blade inside that solution. And what about the color? Is it blue color? Not, no. It is green now, pale green, which means something is happening inside it, right? Before adding the blade, it was blue color. So that blue color solution is copper sulfate solution. On adding blade into the solution, blue color changes to green, which means so that green solution contains a new substance. That new substance is iron sulfide. On adding, you know, blade is an iron, right? Blade is an iron. When we put the iron blade into the copper sulfate solution, there occurs a chemical reaction or a chemical, they undergo that reaction or that substance undergo chemical changes, and due to that we get a new product. If there is chemical changes, we get the new product, no? So that green colored solution is a new substance. What is the name of that new substance? Iron sulfate. Iron sulfate. And at the same time, you can see brown color on the blade. That brown color is copper. That brown colored substance is copper. So before adding blade, blue colored solution. After adding blade, blue color changes to green, which means in the second beaker there is chemical reaction or chemical changes and formation of new product. So that green color substance is new substance. That new substance is iron sulfate. With that there is brown color deposit over the blade. That brown color deposit is iron. So this is a chemical change. Why? New substance, formation of new substance. And also we cannot change. Can we change this green colored solution back to blue? No. Can we change this green colored solution back to blue? No, because it's an example of chemical changes. It's an example of chemical changes. Now I am going to show you an activity. You can see a white colored substance inside the glass now. That white colored substance is baking soda. So what is inside the glass? Baking soda. Now I am going to pour vinegar into it. Okay? Vinegar. Now I am going to add. Can you see anything? Any formation of gas, anything inside it? Yes. So which is that gas, you know? This is carbon dioxide. Which is the gas forms when baking soda reacts with vinegar? So the gas is carbon dioxide. Can you see the formation of gas? So this gas is, okay, when I am stirring you can see the formation of more and more gas. So this gas is carbon dioxide. So which is this gas? Carbon dioxide. So when baking soda react with the vinegar, we get the gas named carbon dioxide. Okay. So which gas formed when baking soda react with the vinegar? That is carbon dioxide. Okay. See, you can see the formation of carbon dioxide. Now we are going to discuss how to understand the gas formed in the reaction is carbon dioxide or not. See, gases are of different types. Carbon dioxide gas is there, carbon monoxide gas is there, sulfur dioxide is there, nitrogen dioxide is there. Different types of gases are there. How to understand the formed gases carbon dioxide or not? For that we have a standard test. So that we are going to discuss now standard test for carbon dioxide. What is the standard test for carbon dioxide? You see, on passing carbon dioxide gas through lime water. So, you know, when we mix the baking soda and vinegar, we get carbon dioxide. So, soon after the formation, we have to pass this carbon dioxide gas to the lime water. Lime water is a chemical. Okay. On passing carbon dioxide gas through the lime water, if we get milky white substance, if we get a milky white substance which indicate the gas is carbon dioxide. So how to understand the presence of carbon dioxide? Soon after the formation, pass this carbon dioxide gas through lime water. Lime water means it's a chemical, calcium hydroxide. What is lime water? It's not lime juice, it's calcium hydroxide. On passing carbon dioxide gas through this lime water, if you get white color or milky white color in the test tube, which indicates the presence of carbon dioxide gas. See our chalk now, chalk pieces. What is the color of chalk piece? It is milky white now. Why? Because that chalk piece made up of calcium carbonate. So the chalk piece is made up of calcium carbonate. Then now you just tell me why you get the milky white color in the test tube, because that milky white substance is calcium carbonate. So why we get milky white color when we add or when we pass carbon dioxide gas through lime water? Because when we pass carbon dioxide gas through the lime water, we get calcium carbonate, and that white milky color is due to the formation of calcium carbonate. Then what is the standard test for carbon dioxide? On passing carbon dioxide gas through the lime water, if we get a milky white color which indicates the presence of carbon dioxide, and that milky white color is due to the formation of calcium carbonate, and let me remind you, the chalk piece is made up of calcium carbonate. Okay, so what are the points we discussed under chemical changes? Chemical changes are the changes in which there is the formation of one or more new products, and chemical changes are irreversible, and there is new products formation in chemical changes. Okay, so these are the points we have to study under chemical changes. Okay, now you just compare about physical and chemical changes. How can we compare physical and chemical changes? Physical changes, changes in the physical properties. Chemical changes, changes in the chemical properties. Physical changes, reversible, and chemical changes, irreversible. Physical changes, no new products formation, and in chemical changes, formation of new products. Physical changes, changes in the physical properties. Chemical changes, changes in the chemical properties. Physical changes are irreversible. Physical changes are reversible, and chemical changes are irreversible, and no new products in the physical changes, formation of new products in the chemical changes. And this is very important point for you, the difference between physical and chemical changes. Physical changes are the changes in the physical properties. Chemical changes are the changes in the chemical properties. Physical changes are reversible. Chemical changes are irreversible. In physical changes, no new products formation, and in chemical changes, formation of new products. And as the last point of today's class, how to understand, okay, how to understand whether there is chemical reaction or not. How to understand? See, we discussed many reactions in our today's class. Okay, how we understand or how we confirm whether there is chemical change or not, or whether there is chemical reaction or not. See, that some reactions are forming gases, right? Some reactions are forming gases. That is evolution of gas. Some reactions are giving gases. So that is evolution of gas. So one of the indication to understand that evolution of gas. And second, you know, some reactions are changing color, right? Some reactions are changing the color. That is color change. So second way to understand chemical reaction is color change. And some reaction, you know, temperature differences. Some reactions are giving heat, no? So some reactions are giving temperature difference or evolution of heat. Evolution of heat. And some reactions are forming sound, you know, burning of crackers. Burning of crackers produces sound, you know. So some reactions are produces sound. So how to understand whether there is chemical reaction or not? Some reactions are forming color changes, or some reactions shows color changes. Some reactions gives gases, evolution of gases. Some reactions are producing sound, okay, and some reactions are showing temperature differences. Yes, it's time to conclude our today's class. Hope you all got the points that we discussed in our today's class. Watch the video carefully. We will meet you soon. Until then, it's bye. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.